the possible way, maybe knocking on the table or like.
I think it's not possible.
I don't know because I can't do it anyway. Um,
I would like to suggest, since the time will be shared on screen, it'll be right there. Could everybody be mindful? Since, okay, when I share it, it's full screen, isn't it? The time. So,
yeah, but as they speak, they don't really mind.
but you ought to be staring at the camera. You're not supposed to be looking at your notes, you see? You're supposed to be staring at the camera.
Yeah, but the reminder is crucial.
If
Reminder is crucial, no
it's
matter
on
what.
screen,
Um,
I see no reason why you should not be aware. It's right in front of you. And you're not supposed to be looking at your notes. You are speakers and debaters. You're supposed to be looking at the screen.
can you hear this? No. No. All right. Okay. Give me a second, yeah. All right, solution.
Can you get that? Can you hear that noise?
We do it verbally. It means that debaters, you have to get alert. When you start speaking, we will say start. Minute 1, timekeeper will say minute 1. And then minute 7 and minute 8, it means that you're supposed to done with your speech. Is that possible, debaters? Timekeeper, you need to speak. Who is the timekeeper? Anita, is it? Do you want?
You want me to be the timekeeper?
Yeah, please, please.
Okay,
Please,
okay.
darling. Okay, so it means that you just do it verbally. As I say, you're supposed to start your...
One, is it for minute 1, minute 7,
yeah.
and minute 8, right?
Yeah, minute 8, it means that you can say minute 8, done, maybe.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
because
fine.
it's the indication that they are supposed to stop at minute 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So as usual, like whatever they speak after minute 8, we would not be we consider any marks or will not consider the issues or the points or elaboration. So speak within that stipulated time, debaters. So be mindful of minute 1 to minute 7. It means that those are the time that you can impose BOI. And then after minute 7, no. And then you should stop at minute 8. Are we good, debaters? Okay, all right. All right, let's get started. Good morning. Today we are going to witness the preliminary round of the Selangor State Level English Language Debate. The motion for today's debate is: this House believes that AI is an existential threat to humanity, right? I am Nur Afza, your speaker, as well as your adjudicators for today's debate. Okay, judging the debate is the panel of adjudicators led by Chief Adjudicator, Puan Nur Afza, as well as Madam Anita Shantini, as well as Madam Zaifina binti Wan Nasir. All right. Okay, I will now introduce the debaters for today's debate. In the team government, we have Siti Rabiha binti Muhammad Abdul Rashid. The second speaker will be Nur Alia Humaira binti Ahmad Hushairi. And the third speaker will be Amira Husna binti Fadli. And the non-speaking members are, Faika Fakiha binti Rosfan, as well as Nurliana Shafika binti Ahmad Tarmizi. Right, in the opposition, we have Amir Haziq bin Alwi. Speaker 2 will be Aisyah binti Cik Muhammad Azam. Speaker 3 will be Ayu Safia binti Muhammad Adha. All right, and the non-speaking members are Nurul Izzah binti Abdullah, as well as Putra Muhammad Aizat bin Izha. Okay. So without further ado, I will now call upon Siti Nabiha binti Muhammad Abdul Rashid, the first debater of the government, to present her case.
Hello, can you hear me? Wait a moment.
Yeah, please speak again.
Okay. Humans had thrived in the past. According to Gartner, the number of companies investing in AI increased by 270% between 2015 and 2019. As a result, the reliance of AI has increased, which has resulted in abundance of unemployment. With that in mind, we propose the requisite motion for today, which is AI is an existential threat to humanity. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you to the Speaker of the House, the wise and honorable adjudicators, the precise timekeepers, friends from the governing team, opposition proxy, and last but not least, members of the floor. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning I bid to all. Members of the floor, a successful arena of debate needs common ground. For that matter, I'll give a precise definition regarding today's motion that will be divided into three phrases, which are AI, humanity, and existential threat. AI, or artificial intelligence, can be defined as simulation of computer systems that can perform and replicate tasks that typically require human intelligence. In today's era, AI is everywhere, as it is used in every sector to analyze data, recognize patterns, make decisions, and solve problems. Three cores of an AI are the ability to find reason, adapting, and finding solutions to a problem. Humanity, in a literal sense, it means humankind as a whole. This also includes human values like creativity and human life like employment. Existential threat refers to risk that has the potential to jeopardize the very existence or the survivability of a subject. It's important to stress out how problems and threats are two separate entities that are interconnected. Problems happen on a smaller scale. When the problems aggravate, it leads to the existence of threat. It's important to note how threats only happens if there's no method to solve the issue, contrasting to problems. AI has the ability to replace humanity by becoming better through super intelligence. It's important to note that threats don't necessarily mean they need to happen. As long as it creates a situation that disturbs one's state of mind, it's applicable to identify it as a threat. To further understand this statement, I'll give a simple analogy. Someone is sending death threats to you online, and although this person hasn't done any initiative that puts your life at risk, it still disturbs your peace of mind. Same goes to threats. This phrase is the phrase of conflict in our arena. For that matter, we have placed three parameters to ensure collision of ideas can happen. These parameters are security, culture, and employment. To conclude, artificial intelligence has the capacity to endanger humanity that consists of values and lives. At the government side for today, we will prove the motion to be accepted under the firm stance, the capacity of artificial intelligence to jeopardize humanity. Moreover, the burden of proof that has been placed on the proxy is to disprove how AI promotes the existential threat. Your Honor, as the Prime Minister in our debate for today, I have successfully delivered the concept and definitions in our debate for today. Before I move on to my first case, under the keyword security, allow me to present the strategy in today's arena. After I take my seat, the Deputy Minister, Alia, will be presenting additional two cases under the keyword security and culture. Our prestigious arena will conclude with the Defense Minister, Amira, that would be refuting all of the opposition's cases and reaffirm and justify our cases for today. Moving on to our first case under the keyword security. One of the most pressing privacy and security issues in an AI is the handling of personal data. As AI systems collect and process vast amount of data, there is a risk that this information could be mishandled either through intentional breaches or accidental leaks. This could result in sensitive information falling into the wrong hands, leading to identity theft, financial fraud, and other forms of abuse. Another concern is the potential for AI systems to be hacked or manipulated. As AI systems become more complex and autonomous, the risk of cyber attacks increases. These attacks could allow malicious hackers to take control of the system, causing harmful consequences for individuals or society as a whole. Artificial intelligence has the potential to revolutionize the field of security, but it also poses significant risks. These risks include lack of transparency and explainability, over-reliance on AI, bias and discrimination, vulnerability to attacks, lack of human oversight, and privacy concerns. Now, let's take a look at a few issues. First, last year, Malaysia suffered multiple cyber attacks, including the theft of 22.5 million personal data from a national registry and a payment gateway data breach. In the same year, hackers broke into a payslip system, extracting nearly 2 million payslip and tax forms, stealing up to 188.75 gigabytes of data. This group, known as the Grey Hat Cybersecurity Organization, highlighted the vulnerabilities of the system. These cyber attacks have shown that many organizations in Malaysia are vulnerable to threats like malware, ransomware, and phishing due to lack of proper cybersecurity measures. Second, Cybersecurity Malaysia (CSM) has been ordered to investigate reports of personal data leakage of MySejahtera application users, stated by Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fazil. This proves how insecure cybersecurity is, since a large amount of personal data had been downloaded. Third, students have shown that 67% of businesses suffer repeat cyber attacks within 12 months after the first data breach. According to reports, 40% of the businesses were attacked within 12 months, with an average of 130 cyber attacks per year. However, 10% of the firms experiences 100 or more incidents within a year. Additionally, cyber attacks had more profound impacts on medium-sized businesses than on larger companies, which reported 40% less damage. With this, it's proven that cybersecurity is as faulty as it is, since humans are the one who could control it. Sean O'Brien is the founder of the Yale Privacy Lab and a lecturer at Yale Law School. He once expressed his thoughts that AI is not yet sophisticated enough to understand the complex nonsense of software development, which makes its code vulnerable. Research assessing the security
Minute
of
7.
code generated GitHub Copilot found that nearly 40% of top AI suggestions, as well as 40% of total AI suggestions, led to code vulnerabilities. The researchers also found that small non-semantic changes, such as comments, could impact code safety. Before I take my seat, I would like to stress out once again that we from the government team strongly believe in today's motion, AI is an existential threat to humanity, understands the capacity of AI to jeopardize humanity. And with that, I rest my case.
Thank you, Speaker One from the government team. Timekeeper, do we have the time of this speaking?
7:56.
Lovely, thank you. Okay, I will now call upon Amir Haziq bin Alwi, the first debater of the opposition, to present his case.
Hello.
Okay. Oh, sorry. One more thing. Before you begin, I think it would be lovely if you can say that 3, 2, 1. So then the timekeeper will start pressing the time at second 1 as you say 3 to 1. Okay, as 1, then you begin, so the time will start. Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay, right. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Abi, to the medal speaker. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning, Abi, to the judges, the timekeepers, my intellectual speakers from the opposition team, and also speakers from the government delegation. And not forgetting to all members of the parliament here. Before I proceed with my responsibilities in this parliament today, let me introduce myself. I'm Amir Zibia Alvi. Feel honored to hold the responsibility as the first speaker from the opposition team, who ensure that my team will win in this parliament today by making sure that today's debate motion entitled, "This House believes that AI is an existential threat to humanity," to be 100% rejected. As a matter of fact, we believe in contrast, which is this house believes that AI is not an existential threat to humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, based on today's debate motion entitled, this house believes that AI is an existential threat to humanity.
Minute 1.
I will give the literal definition and conceptual definition of this motion. As for the literal definition, AI means artificial intelligence is when computers and machines are programmed to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. They can learn, think, and make decisions based on data and patterns they encounter. AI can range from specific tasks like recognizing image to more general abilities that might meet human intelligence. Next, existential threat. An existential threat is a danger or risk that could seriously threaten survival or fundamental aspects of human life. It's something that poses a big challenge to the way we live, our values, and the overall functioning of society. Next, humanity. Humanity refers to all of us as human beings. It includes individual societies, cultures, and everything that make us who we are. It's about our shared experience, values, and what it means to be human. Humanity involves our well-being, rights, and preserving what's important to us. As a representative from the opposition team, I would refute the conceptual definition of this motion given by the government delegation. I will state our opposition team's conceptual definition. The opposition team believes that the right conceptual definition of this motion should be, in a conceptual sense, we interpret the motion to mean that we disagree with the assertion that AI poses an existential threat to humanity. While there may be risks and challenges associated with AI development, it is not fundamentally or inherently a threat to our existence. We believe that the benefits and potential advancement offered by AI outweigh the perceived risks. The motion invites a discussion on the potential positive impact of AI, its role in enhancing human life, and the opportunities it presents for innovation, productivity, and societal progress. Ladies and gentlemen, now I will rebut the first argument given by the government delegation. As mentioned by the government representative, their first argument of this motion is security. Without further ado, let me rebut their first argument. AI is also biased as it was created using biased data sets. So, if the AI was created using biased data sets of training data, it can make biased decisions. They are called because people assume the decisions are unbiased. That's why quality checks are essential on the training data as well as the result that a specific AI program produced to ensure that bias issues are overlooked. Ladies and gentlemen, as a representative representative from the opposition team, I will highlight our stand, which is we strongly disagree with today's debate motion entitled "This House believes that AI is an existential threat to humanity." As a matter of fact, we believe, in contrast, which is this House believes that AI is not existential threat to humanity. In relation to this matter, I will enlighten you about our case line, which is AI is not an existential threat to humanity, but driving force to achieve prosperous society. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to introduce my roles as first speaker from the opposition team. As the first speaker from the opposition team, I have done several tasks which are refuting the government conceptual definition and restating our own concrete conceptual definition. And next, rebutting the first argument given by the government delegation and specifying our stand as well as stating our case line. Next, I will further specify the role of second and third speakers from the opposition team, elaborate about the first argument from our opposition team, and lastly, I will reaffirm the skills. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to introduce the role of my supportive speakers from the opposition team. As this second speaker from the opposition team, my intellectual speaker here will do several tasks, which are rebutting all two arguments given by the government delegation, elaborate about the second our opposition delegation, and lastly, she will reform the case. As the third speaker from the opposition team, my intellectual minister here will do several tasks, which are rebutting the third minister from the government delegation, rebutting all two arguments by the government delegation, and lastly, she will reform the case. Ladies and gentlemen, based on today's debate motion entitled "This House believes that AI is existential threat to humanity," I will indicate our first argument. Our first argument is improve workflows. Without further ado, let me justify our first argument. Why is it true? While AI is frequently leveraged to automate entire tasks, it also has many practical applications for improving human workflows. Then, why is good? Deep learning technologies like natural language processing, NLP, and automated speech recognition ASR have transformed the way people work in professions like education, media, entertainment, and law enforcement. Example for evidence, filmmakers and video producers leverage automated transcript to manage their media assets and edit their content faster. In conclusion, this complex machine have made business more efficient and everyday life a bit more convenient. From Alexa to big data warehousing to industry-leading speech recognition technology, AI application will likely only improve with time. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for me to review our case. Firstly, I will recap our first argument, which is security. Secondly, I will state the second argument that will given by other speakers, which is new inventions in various market scope and unbiased decision making. Thirdly, I would like to refer our state disagree today the motion entitled in conclusion, we strongly believe that today's debate motion should be 100% rejected. That's all. I read my case and back to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Amir Haziq.
Time was 8 minutes 17 seconds.
All right. All right, I will now call upon Nur Alia Humaira binti Ahmad Kushairi the second debater of the government, to present her case. Speak, please. Otherwise, we cannot really identify whether you're audible.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Nur Alia Umaira, is it?
Yeah,
Okay, you may present your case.
okay. 3, 2, 1. Human Drive today. Thank you to the Speaker of the House, West Honorable Adjudicators, the precise timekeepers, the oppositions, and all the members of the floor. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning I bid to all. Ladies and gentlemen, our motion stays the same. AI is an essential threat to humanity, and I, as a Deputy Minister, acting as a backbone to our first speaker, as we still strongly believe our motion for today stands the capacity of AI to jeopardize humanity. Acting as a Deputy Minister, two simple thoughts. First, I'll be rebutting the first case from the opposition side, and second, I'll be delivering the second and third case from the government side. Ladies and gentlemen, first, the opposition side don't understand the price of conflict of today, which is a essential threat to humanity. We stated that how threat can happen, it can jeopardize humanity even if it doesn't happen in real life in front of us. So let's see the first argument under the keyword workflow, which is they stated how it can simplify humans' life and how they rely on AI to improve their quality of life. Ladies and gentlemen, in the end, the situation where they rely on AI can only decrease the quality of human and thinking and improving their depth of creativity. Members of the floor, moving on to our second case under the keyword cultural dissipation. AI systems are inherently based on the past, analyzing data to identify patterns and predict outcomes based on the exact past. All outcomes will always be based on something that happened before. Ideas that existed before will just be repeated. And over-reliance on AI would only create an environment where new ideas will not exist. There is no inherent creativity in artificial intelligence. This can lead to homogenization of ideas and lack of diversity in thoughts. This eventually leads to a chain reaction of mistakes. According to an article by Nature Journal, a study was conducted to analyze the impacts of AI on university students. The findings shows that 68.9% of listeners in humans, 68.6% in personal privacy and security issues, and 37.7% in the loss of decision making are due to the impact of over-reliance on artificial intelligence in Pakistani and Chinese society. Members of the floor, let's analyze a survey that has been conducted by Rindle on youth from the age 15 to 25 years old. Shows how this age of group maximize the use of AI like ChatGPT, Bard, and OpenAI on things that involve creativity, and when then do like writing shows a drastic 25% drop in creativity when they were asked to write essay without external help. A generation that is in lack of creativity can lead to lack of innovation because, as I mentioned before, AI is a strength of outdated information. Lack of innovation can lead to stagnation and lack of progress, which leave a generation to move backwards. Other than that, it limits perspective and narrow thinking, which can diminish problem-solving abilities. Members of the floor, let's analyze Peter Snapfinger's case where he used an AI to write a degree and was awarded 2-1 pass, which is a first-class honor from his lecturer. Most lecturers have the ability to identify plagiarized works. However, in the situation, he fails to do so, which sounds unbelievable as AI is inherently based on past experience
be therefore incapable to innovate new ideas, but has ability to enhance pre-existing ideas. Thus, it came to show how AI enhancement has come to a state that is difficult to differentiate innovation or enhance past experience. This shows how AI has arrived to a degree it cannot only replicate human intelligence identically, but have the ability to produce a better outcome, which begs the question, how many graduates out there use the same unethical method to get a degree? Most other blur, a case that happened in New York City where Steven Schwartz, a lawyer, sued Avianca Airlines and cited cases that AI chatbot has made up to simply come to a conclusion how the lawyer was gullible would be baseless, as he's been meddling in the law department since 1992, which proved how he is capable of identifying fabricated cases. However, in this case, AI managed to outsmart him, showing how AI, as I mentioned before, has reached a degree that not only managed to replicate believable scenarios, but also garner an even better outcome. To conclude, reliance on AI can lead to dissipation of innovation and regress human cognition. Most other floor, moving on to our third case under the keyword employment. The development of artificial general intelligence into a broad spectrum of industry has sparked issues in many job losses and the nature of work in the future. According to Matt Gaffar of the McKinsey Global Institute, artificial intelligence is very likely to displace roughly 15% of workers, or 400 million people worldwide between 2021 and 2030, and in a scenario of wide AI adoption, the share of jobs displaced could rise as much as 30%, the firm found. Essentially, the risk posed here is the threat of displacement due to artificial superintelligence that could result into mass unemployment, which risks social welfare as it cuts off a reliable income for families. Members of the floor, let's look at our first issues, which is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is powered by large amounts of data and computing techniques to make predictions that string words together in a meaningful way. Released in November last year, despite its being heavily hyped and praised by society, ChatGPT has the capability to replace jobs that contradict users' objective. For instance, technological jobs such as software developers, computer programmers, and legal industry jobs like paralegals are conspicuously different, but it takes only a mere AI to slowly destroy the capability to be seen as valuable. So how long will the AI take to completely destroy human job opportunities? A 2021 University of Oxford study found that 47% of US jobs could be eliminated by AI over the most 20 years. That prediction appears to have been objectively accurate. This is not the first time AI has been threatened worldwide occupations. In the 19th century, has brought up significant innovations to factories, but is not welcomed with open arms by the society back then. The Luddites, or can be described as people violently opposed to technological changes, and the Riots down the introduction of new machinery in the wool industry. The Luddites movement occurred all the way back in 1811 as they were terrified of losing their jobs and being replaced with advanced automation. When fear or concern is raised about the potential impact of artificial intelligence and automation on our workforce. A typical response is thus to the point the past at the same concern are raised time and again to prove to not have any solution, as the advanced technologies cannot create a new jobs but instead limit the quantity of workers and occupations. Most other floor, when jobs were replaced by AI, unemployment increases, and this eventually leads to an economic recession as it decreases consumer spending. Employment can lead to a defeatist economy, which as it can deteriorate humanity life as a whole. Last month, the unemployment rate fell into 3.4%, the lowest figure since 1969. Most other floor, the over-reliance in this generation towards the development of AI cannot be overcome, as I already in my cases now, how widely globalized it becomes. And once again, we from the government team strongly believe our motion for today under the stance the capacity of AI to jeopardize humanity. I plead for nothing for more than for this motion to be accepted. Thank you.
The minute 8:23.
Thank you, Nur Alia Humaira.
Yes.
All right. I will now call upon Aisha binti Cik Mama Azam, the second debater of the opposition, to present her case.
I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. As we are being led into a new era of technology, AI is being misinformed through the public, including to the government side here. But as the second minister of the opposition side, I stand with my prime minister, with opposing the motion AI is an existential threat to humanity, where I will tell you that AI is not actually an existential threat to humanity. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all members of this beautiful house. Today, I will be rebutting the arguments given by the Deputy Prime Minister under the keyword security and culture, while I will also be giving 2 new arguments from our side. Under the case line, AI is not an existential threat to humanity, but rather a driving force for humans to achieve a prosperous society. As been said by the Deputy Prime Minister, she said that the reliance of AI has made humans unproductive and diminished our creativity. Well, because AI is currently trending, doesn't it make us humans become more innovative and more creative, where we need to create more fascinating AI technologies to make our lives even more easier to live in and ultimately create a prosperous society, like I said. She also said about unemployment rates. AI, we have only achieved a narrow artificial intelligence, meaning that it can only do repetitive jobs. It will, even if it does replace some jobs, it cannot replace all the jobs in the world. Since AI can help take over manual and tedious tasks, it frees up workers for higher skilled tasks that ultimately creates more value for the end user or consumer, which creates larger job opportunities. The lack of creativity means AI can't create new solutions to problems or excel in any overly artistic field. It can be programmed to create novel ideas, but not original ones. It won't overtake humans in the ability to be creative, which means it will not overtake jobs. If a company is looking for a new or creative solution to a problem, humans are better capable of providing that solution. Moving on, I will give you 2 arguments under the keyword. I'll give you 2 arguments under the keyword that AI provides new inventions in various market scopes. AI has been proven to be the driving force behind numerous innovations in every field, including health, law, media, and etc. These innovations will aid humans in resolving the majority of challenging issues. This maximizes human productivity and encourages a development in the human society. Evidence of this is that IBM Watson, it understands natural language processing and can respond to questions asked of it. The system mines patient data and other available data sources to form a hypothesis, which it then presents with a confident scoring scheme. Recent advances in AI-based technologies have allowed doctors to detect breast cancer in a woman at an earlier stage. This is very important, where cancer is a sort of disease that is actually an existential threat. This proves that AI is capable of combating an existential threat, making our lives even more better. For the third argument, which is unbiased decision-making, it is in human nature to disagree and allow their biases to leak through in their decisions all the time. But AI algorithm has been trained using unbiased data sets and tested for programming bias. The program will be able to make decisions without the influence of bias. This helps provide more equity in things like selecting job applications, approving loans, or credit applications. The impact of this that it will avoid and reduce future consequences and the well-being of a human. Examples of this is that using AI tech to select the most qualified person for a work instead of someone that's biased but underqualified will impact the quality of work and the workers under him. Low quality works will impact overall company or institution, thus lead to its downfall. This means that this method of using AI technology makes humans to work harder in order to be qualified, thus making us naturally hardworking and increases our productivity and our qualification, thus hustling our way to build a prosperous society and better life. Let's look at the reality here. AI is created by humans. We have control over them. Even if they do have their negativities, they will not be an existential threat to us since we have control over them. We are the ones who created the AI. And we have not achieved super intelligence. In fact, we only have achieved a narrow artificial intelligence, which isn't even artificial, but rather automated. Yeah. These arguments are aligned with our case line. AI is not an existential threat to humanity, but rather a driving force for humans to build a prosperous society. With that, I beg to propose. Thank you.
Five minutes, 40 seconds.
All right, thank you. Aisyah binti Cik Muhammad Azam. All right, I now call upon Amira Husna binti Fadli, the third debater of the government, to present her case.
I will begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. Human will thrive tomorrow. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you to the Speaker of the House, wise and honorable educators, the precise timekeepers, opposition proxies, friends from the government team, and last but not least, members of the floor. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning, I bid to all. Our motion stays the same. We as the government team strongly believes on today's motion understands the capacity of AI to jeopardize humanity. I've been given 2 simple tasks for today, which is number 1, to refute all of the cases that have been given by the proxies, and number 2, to reaffirm cases from our side. Ladies and gentlemen, before I move on to refuting all of the cases that have been given by the opposition team, I would like to stress out that our debate for today has been quite unproductive. The opposition team fails to understand the concept of existential threat. We have stated in our definition that existential threat means it jeopardizes, it threats as a whole. We have stated that humanity are based on it threats human lives and human culture. And human life means like how it can replace our jobs and how it can basically regress the amount of human cognitive. In their first cases, they've stated that, they've stated that, unbiased decision making. So basically they're agreeing that the fact that AI is much more superior than humans, which can ultimately leads to an existential crisis. The AI has the capacity to replace humans' judgment. What if in the near future, since AI can reach to the point that it can make unbiased decision making, so we can use it in the law, that will leave all of the lawyers, all of the federal offices to fail to lost jobs, which can create to an economic recession. A high amount of employment basically means that the economy would face recession, which because of the decrease of buyer demands. And they've stated that something quite intriguing in our debate today. They stated that, oh, we have control over AI. I am not denying that we humans have control over AI. Because it's based on like the fact that, because it is the strings of outdated information. We have control over AI. But ladies and gentlemen, they fail to understand the concept of AI, how they enhance the outdated past through the ability to find resolution and to find to adapt on a situation. And they've stated how, and this basically means that AI has a mind to it. And they've said that, oh, we haven't reached a super AI, something how it can threaten human. Ladies and gentlemen, this doesn't defy the fact that the theory of super AI creates because of how it threatens our life, because of situation that happens. It means that it is not impossible at the fact that this can threaten human life. Ladies, members on the floor, moving on to their second case. They thought about new invention. They talk about how today's everything is getting challenging and we need new ideas. I want to start again. They fail to understand the concept of AI. AI is a string of new ideas. They can't create a new innovative idea. They can't create a new innovation because they only applicable to enhance the idea. And enhancement is different from innovation as a whole. And they've stated that in their first case, they talk about, oh, it improves workflow. It improves workflow. They talk about how it makes businesses more convenient. Ladies and gentlemen, if they're basically saying that, oh, AI has the capability to enhance the workflow, they basically stating that this is the situation of existential threat. This is what I've stated multiple times, the regression of human values. I've stated, this basically means that, oh, we have reached to the point that human needs to depend on AI to basically improve our life. This basically, they fail to understand the concept of existential crisis. And moving on to my third cause of the day, which is to reaffirm our cases from today. Our case 3, we talk about, oh, loss of job. They basically say, oh, AI can replace jobs, but we've seen multiples of it can't replace all jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, they fail to understand that the fact that AI is everywhere. AI is not simply ChatGPT. AI is something that in the Google Classroom and Google everything in our world relies on AI. They fail to understand the concept of that. And they talk about how
PLI, please.
Yes.
Are you stating that you feel like AI is everywhere in this world, or what?
AI is everywhere. AI is globalized in every innovation. That's what I'm stating right now. Thank you. And they've stated, oh, it can replace all jobs. But ladies and gentlemen, let's take a theory. In Industrial Revolution, where factories use automation, it practically in the past, people to fill jams, you need multiple of workforce. But right now, automation basically replace humans. So they are not stating a clear fact. And in our cases, we have seen, oh, it leads to regression of human cognitive. They stated that, oh, basically AI makes more creative. And I want to state multiple times, they fail to understand the concept of AI. AI is just strings of information that from past events, they can't create more creative. They can only enhance the creativity. And in our first case, we talk about, oh, security. AI has a weak security because of, ladies and gentlemen, human these days depends on AI for security just because we fail to understand that AI is a complex system. AI is a complex system. So basically, people think that, oh, AI can fend themselves well. In reality, they are as weak as locked
7
and
minutes.
how it's easy it's to pickpocket people. And they've stated, oh, how like AI program is biased. Okay, we can just quality check. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fact that they're not denying that the fact that AI creates an existential crisis. They're not denying that the fact that AI has the capability to create an existential crisis to us because they have the ability to replace us. And they stated out like quality check. Oh, and what if people train an AI to breach an already AI protected server? Of course, they're not rebutting his case correctly. And before I end my speech, I would like to stress out that once again, we from the government team strongly agrees on today's motion as under the stance the capacity of AI to jeopardize humanity.
8
And
minutes.
with that, I rest my case.
8 minutes, 2 seconds.
Thank you, Amira Husna binti Fadli. I will now call upon Ayu Safia binti Muhammad Adha, the third debater of the opposition, to present her case.
All right, can you hear me? Okay, I'm going to start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, IB, to the speaker. Assalamualaikum and good morning, IB, to honorable judges, accurate timekeepers, fellow opener comrades, ladies and gentlemen. I, Sophia, feel greatly honored to hold the responsibility as the speaker from opposition team will ensure that my team will win today by making sure that today's debate motion entitled "This was believed that AI is an existential threat to humanity" to be 100% rejected. I would do 3 obligations, which is first to rebut all the rebuttal given by the government side, and second, I would rebut all the arguments given by the government side, and third, I would reaffirm all of our cases. Moving on to my first task, which is to rebut all the rebuttal given by the government side. They had rebut our third argument, which is AI is prone to make unbiased decisions, saying that their rebuttal, they talk about AI is going to replace human judgment. But here's the thing. We didn't say anything about AI replacing all the human judgment. As I said, AI is an automated automation, which means they don't possess any intelligence. And reality speaking, you are talking about the future because it hasn't happened yet when the high-skill jobs are going to be taken over by the AI, like lawyers and stuff. And once again, I highlight that since AI is an automation and they are limited, hence their intelligence is limited, which means they cannot produce their own intelligence. So how can this factor be, how can these technologies are going to be replacing jobs like lawyers and engineers and so much more, practically. They also had rebut our second argument, which is AI contribute to a new invention in various markets. I think the third speaker from government delegation had been confused with herself with words. Okay, this is what she meant. Since AI cannot possess intelligence, they cannot make a new innovation. So practically, you are denying all the technologies that that is around you right now, because you say that AI cannot really improve or make a new innovation.
POI?
You are denying it. No, thank you. So practically, that's what you are saying. And moving on.
POI?
No, thank you. And moving on to our third argument, which is AI improve workflows. They had rebut our third argument by saying that decrease the creativity of humanity. As I said, AI is something with limited intelligence since they are programmed with bunch of data sets which they cannot produce an intelligence themselves. So AI
POI?
practically No, thank you. AI lacks the ability to produce creativity as they are programmed. So how are they going to decrease the creativity of human if they cannot do the simplest task they have ever given? No, thank you. Moving on to my second task, which is to rebut all of their arguments. Their third argument stating about unemployment. Yes, please.
Okay, you've stated that, you've stated how AI is not capable of AI is not capable of innovating, but you're contradicting your case. Your cases, you talk about how, oh, it can lead to more creative. You're contradicting yourself. We've
All right. I'm going to answer that later. All right. Don't worry. Okay, the other argument talking about unemployment. So I disagree because AI only take over manual and tedious tasks that could tire the human brains out. And practically, when AI take over all these tedious works, it actually free workers for higher skilled tasks. AI is only set up with bunch of data sets that that they have been set up with, which mean they cannot replace. No, thank you. They cannot replace high skill tasks or jobs, like I said before. So people need to actually take their initiative to achieve or learn new skills, new higher skills than they ever had, in order to survive in this modern world. In order to achieve prosperous society, successful society, we have to willing to put in some works. And in order to achieve something, we have to actually sacrifice something. So it actually increase the employment rates. No, please. No, thank you. Moving on to the second argument, which is security culture. Under the keyword of security and culture. Okay. Then you talk about security 2 times in your arguments. So I'm going to rebut that first. Regarding the concern about your personal data leak and cyberbullying and practically security within the scope of security, the most advanced, it has been proven that the most advanced AI is the one that can play the Go game as for now. And we are talking about the reality here. We are not talking about the uncertain future consequences. No, thank you. So it couldn't really be accepted if you expect like no leaks or mistake in this revolving AI technologies. No, thank you. So you told me about security concern, right? So what is the law for? What is the law and also regulations for? It is to protect the civil. If you expect no mistake in this AI that is now revolutionizing, you are completely talking about something that hasn't happened or is illogical. No, thank you. AI is more like a medium rather than the cause itself. Because let's see, who leaks all the data, who do all the cyber attack, and who did that? Is it the AI that is automated and have no intelligence or whatsoever that could do that? No, it is the human. No, thank you. It is the human itself because they possess the intelligence and not the AI, because AI is like a catalyst or like a media for it. No, thank you. And moving on to your second argument, which is under the keyword of culture. You told me that the lack of by using AI, it would illuminate perspective and also creativity. Generation will lack creativity.
7 minutes.
The lack of creativity means AI cannot produce authenticity in creative fields, which means it only can be done by the human. So AI cannot possibly take over this creativity, and how this generation are going to lack the creativity. Is the AI? No, thank you. Is the if the AI couldn't even have the authenticity or intelligence to contribute to the creative fields. You also mentioned that AI will illuminate perspective, but you can see right now that we use Google Assistant to search for our debates point, to see where are we going, or to see the map, or practically everything right now. And that actually has widened our perspective larger than before, right?
POI.
No, thank you, please. Towards all. Now moving on to my last task, which is to recap all of our arguments.
8 minutes.
Mentioned by the chief opposition, our first argument is AI improve workflows, and second, AI also provide various market scopes. AI also provide invention in various market scopes, and also AI is prone to make unbiased decisions. Now, I would like to reaffirm our stand, which is we strongly disagree with today's debate motion, and as a matter of fact, we believe in contrast, which is AI is not an existential threat. Lastly, I would restate our case stand, which is AI isn't an existential threat, but rather a driving force to achieve prosperous society. Thank you.
8 minutes, 37 seconds.
Thank you, Ayu Safia. All right, we have heard the contentions of both the government and the opposition teams. This marks the end of the primary speeches. Both teams will be given 3 minutes to prepare for their reply speech. Okay, your 3 minutes begin now. So timekeeper, please check your 3 minutes.
3 minutes is up.
Now we'll be given, now we'll begin the reply speech. I call upon the opposition to present their reply speech. You have 4 minutes to do your reply speech, okay?
Sorry. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Abi, to the major speaker. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good morning, Abi, to everyone in this parliament today. I feel very grateful as we have the opportunity to meet again in the reply speech arena. As first speaker from the government delegation, I am responsible to summarize all rebuttals on all arguments given by the opposition side. We kept all concrete arguments given by our government delegation as well. We from our case as a representative from the government delegation. I will ensure that our government delegation will win in this parliament today by making sure that today's debate motion entitled "This House believes that AI is existential threat to humanity to be 100% accepted, rejected. Ladies and gentlemen, now I will briefly review the first argument given by opposition representative. As mentioned by the opposition representative, their first argument of the motion is security. Without further ado, let me briefly review their first argument. As we know, AI is more secure than humans because AI was programmed to keep the information and it is more secure. Next, I will briefly review the second argument given by the opposition representative. As mentioned by the opposition representative, their second argument of this motion is security and culture. As mentioned by the government representative, their second argument of this motion is security and culture. Without further ado, let me briefly review their second argument. AI can make a creativity, so it make a small productive. Then I will briefly review the third argument given by the government representative. As mentioned by the government representative, their third argument of this motion is unemployment rates. We can see, although we have AI, we also must have humans to control that. So if it is not affected the employment for humans. I will recap all our arguments, which are firstly, improve workflow. What is true? AI is automation, but also it has many practical applications to improve human workflow. Next, secondly, new inventions in further market scopes. What is true? It has been proven that AI provided numerous innovations in various fields. But then, what is important? It leaves out human burdens in doing repetitive and heavy data tasks. And thirdly, unbiased decision making. Humans are driven by emotion and tend to pick favorites, unavoidable to make decisions without being biased and driven by emotion. But AI doesn't have emotion and only make decisions based on data set that has been set up. So the outcome decisions will be equal, fair, and square compared to when human made decisions. The example given was about selecting most qualified person. AI is proven to be driving. The example given was about selecting most qualified person based on condition and has to fulfill the condition. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for me to resolve our case. I will refer our state which areas strongly disagree with today's debate motion entitled This House believes that AI is an existential threat to humanity. In conclusion, we strongly believe that today's debate motion should be 100% rejected. That's all. I raise my case and back to us. Thank you.
4 minutes, 25 seconds.
Thank you. I now call upon the government to present their reply speech.
We meet again in our debate, but with a new tone. Members of the floor, with this 4 minutes of calm, I have the task of summarizing our debate for today. Ladies and gentlemen, this debate has gone rather poorly due to a problematic by the opposition team. They failed to understand our concept for today and the risk of conflict in our debate for today, which is a essential threat, which is on how AI can jeopardize humanity when it happens without it happens in front of us. Their rebuttals contradict themselves. As for the heart of every debate, the cases presented, we have successfully presented 3 victorious cases, which is first, security, second, cultural dissipation, and third, employment, that have never faced a proper challenge in rebuttals. Our third case, under the keyword employment, was boarded slightly by the third speaker of opposition, claiming it was how AI can't replace jobs. Which on how AI can't replace all jobs. But our third speaker managed to refute this claim by saying that with this assistance of AI, that the place 1950th century, we've seen how they replace human workforce from time to time. And moving on to our second case, under the keyword cultural dissipation, the third speaker said that how AI can make human more creative, but my defense minister managed to destroy their claim by saying that it proved that how human relies so much on AI and less to cultural dissipation. And last, our first case regarding security, again was voted by the third speaker, claiming that it's up to humans' initiative to do whatever with AI. And my third speaker claimed that then they don't deny that of the fact that AI is existential threat to human, as they just stated that how it's up to human's life. And then what is the guarantee that if it's up to human's life, it will be better? Furthermore, all of their cases have come crashing down as our rebuttals have never been successfully answered. Their third case regarding unbiased decision. Their third case regarding unbiased decision state how AI have the capability to make unbiased decision making. We don't understand the third case at all. And our third speaker stated that how the unbiased decision can lead to the replacement of many jobs and opportunities. And their second case regarding new innovation state that they talk about how AI can provide new innovations, but then the third speaker claiming that no, AI can't produce new innovations. So they contradicting themselves. And moving on to their first case, under the keyword workflow, they talk about how it simplifies humans' life and how they rely on AI to improve their quality of life. But then my third speaker stated that how then it proved the fact that humans over relies on AI to improve their quality of life, as was stated in 2 of our cases, which is cultural dissipation and employment. And all of their cases stated how AI can bring benefits, but never give how the guarantee that fact that these benefits cannot stab us in the back. And in conclusion, to put it simply, we have emerged victorious in terms of technicality and merit of ideas. The opposition team is failed to understand the concept for today, and our team managed to overcome this weakness and set the tone straight in our debate for today. All of their cases are irrelevant, while ours are objective, accurate in answering the demands of opposition. And once again, we as the opposition team strongly believe our motion for today under the stance the
4
capacity of
minutes.
AI to jeopardize humanity. And I plead for nothing more for this motion to be accepted. Thank you.
4 minutes, 10 seconds.
Right, thank you. We will now wait while the adjudicators finalize their scores. Okay, we have submitted the score sheets. So all debaters and team managers will now adjourn to the main hall. Thank you. Debaters and team manager, please adjourn to the main hall. Thank you. Manager of AABSB, please leave the room.
Room 14 is ready to go back in. Debaters, teams for room 14, you may re-enter.
Room 17 is done. So can we leave or we doing it?